How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Just over at the recycling bins here because I got the brake parts to do the brake job on the good ship Lucky. I'm going to get these boxes opened and recycled. I don't know if I'm going to get to this today. I don't know why I say that out loud. Probably more for me than you because it doesn't really matter, because whatever I end up doing today will be what you see. And when we get to the brakes, you'll see that as well. So it doesn't really matter what day it is, does it? But let's get these bad boys open. I ordered pads and rotors, if you don't know why. Mostly, honestly, it's because I showed off in a video that when I'm coming down a hill, like when I'm coming through the mountains, the Rocky Mountains between Alberta and BC, and I brake, I tend to get this really violent shake in my steering wheel, like so much that it visibly makes my hand move. You can hear the whole vehicle rattle, and a lot of people decided to diagnose it as probably warped rotors and whatnot. And it's been a while since I did the pads, so I decided to just put my faith in the comment section, which is probably the stupidest thing anybody can ever do, but we shall see. And we're going to put new brakes and rotors on Lucky, as well as most likely spark plugs, but we'll get there in a second. So two giant ass heavy boxes here, makes sense. Two rotors, and there should be a box of pads as well. Whichever one it's in, I don't bloody know. Let's find out. So open this one up. Very jank looking box, but there we go. Okay, oh boy. All right, conditions for return. All right, we'll keep that for later in case we need it. But there we go. I went with this brand Bremson. I had never wholly done it. It's very heavy to do with one hand. It's almost like it's a brake rotor or something. But I went with this brand. I'd never heard of them before, but they were on the website where I ordered brakes from. So I Googled reviews on them, and everybody had a lot of good things to say about them. They say that they're a premium quality, which is good because I put my brakes through their paces when I'm towing the Jeep, and they were a little bit more on the affordable side. I believe what's on Lucky right now are AC Delco rotors and I think AC Delco pads. So I'm definitely trying something else out here with new brands of things. So fingers bloody crossed. You can see why I wanted to recycle these boxes, just because they're a little on the large side. So that's one. This one should be the other rotor and the pads. There's the rotor, and there's the pads. Oh, okay, so I went with Bosch pads. All right, sure. Why bloody not? So those are our pads. This is just for the front. I'm not doing the rears just yet. Your front brakes always do the most work and will more than likely wear the fastest. So that's all we're doing right now. Oh. And yeah, all this stuff is not, it's not the most affordable, but compared to like a new transmission, it's quite cheap. Now, I picked all this stuff up from a place called Parts Avatar, which is actually located or based out of Edmonton, Alberta, which, if you're unfamiliar with where I live, is about a 3-hour drive north to the city of Edmonton. They just recently opened up a warehouse here in Calgary as well, but they didn't have any of the rotors in stock, or I could have just gone and picked this stuff up myself, which would have been fun. I would have been able to see the place, but not this time. Maybe next time. So anyways, I used them because I've used them before. They were the very first place I ever used when I started doing work on Lucky way back in the day when I first got her. And it's nice because you can use the Sezzle app with Parts Avatar, which is just it's a program you sign up for, and whatever you purchase, you can just pay off in 4 equal installments over 8 weeks or whatever, or 6 weeks or something like that. Make stuff like this more affordable. I can do the job now and worry about paying it later. Yes, you could use a credit card, but Sezzle's interest-free. Hello, Penny. You happy to be back in your tiny home on wheels? Yeah, good girl. All right, now I need to decide what the hell I'm doing with my life. My plan is to take all of this stuff to a place called Lugnuts, which is a do-it-yourself garage where you can rent a bay for $60 an hour. I say that like I've been there before. I have not, so that's going to be a learning experience as well. There was a place in Calgary I used to go to forever ago, but it has since shut down. Before I make that choice though, spark plugs. So I have actually changed the spark plugs on Lucky twice before already since I've owned her, and I've had her for, just over 3 years now. She's a V8, a 4.8 liter V8, and that V8 keeps things nice and simple for me. That means she has 8 spark plugs in her. Now the engine is accessed right here through what is affectionately called the doghouse on these cargo vans. So this cover, so all of this stuff, this here, the couples and everything, this comes off, and then this whole case unlatches and comes away, and you can access the engine right here. The annoying thing about these Chevy Expresses, and I'm assuming probably the Fords as well, or any cargo van for that matter, is that it's a very tight place to be working, and the spark plugs go along the side of the engine like this on either side of the doghouse, right? So there's 4 on one side, 4 on the other. These 2 that would be closest to me right now, which would be like the rear 2, or sorry, 4, 2 on each side, they're fairly easy to get at from inside the van. The other 2, while it's doable, it is a huge pain in the ass. And it's way easier to get at those ones near the front, the 2 on here and 2 on there at the front, when the tires are off. And if you don't know anything about brake jobs, well, the tires have to come off in order to do the brakes. So logically, it makes the most sense to do those 4 front spark plugs while I'm doing the brake job. And then, of course, anybody that's normal would probably just do all 8 at the same time. But like I said, it's per hour rate at that place where you rent the garage or rent the lift or whatever. And to me, it just makes more sense. And I've done it before. Like I said, I used to go to this other place and I've gotten caught up with stuff and my time has run on longer than it needed to be. Whether I didn't have my tools prepared or little problems arise. And that can always happen, whatever. But I think what I've learned is it's very important to do your due diligence before you go to get the bay. Make sure you have everything ready so you can just be in and out as quickly as you can while still remaining efficient, obviously. So in my head, when it comes to this spark plug job, I'll do the brakes, I'll do those front 2 spark plugs, and we'll call it a day, and then I'll go back and we'll park wherever we're going to park for that evening. And before I do too much more driving with Lucky, I'll do the rear 2 spark plugs, right? Because it's going to be a whole process. I'm going to have to get a box. The ones I just got rid of are going to be too large. Everybody just calm down. Get a box. Everything that I have in my center console here, we'll just throw it into that box, put it at the back of the van, or even stow it in the Jeep for the time being. And then make the doghouse super simple to take on and off. And that's another thing that I will do. I'll get all of that ready before I go to the shop, so I'm not farting around trying to disassemble things when I should just be repairing things. Actually, you know what? I was about to take off after that last clip, but I'll take my own advice here and maybe prep a little bit while we're here. These boxes that the rotors come in look to be a pretty decent size, and they feel fairly sturdy. That'd probably be good enough to throw all of the stuff from there into. So I'm gonna get my rotors out, and that's another thing. I don't have to worry about taking the rotors out of the box. That might be a little extreme, sure. You know how much time are you actually saving? But let's see, because the rotors should also be in plastic bags inside here. If my experience with rotors is correct. Yep, there we go. So there's our new rotor 1. We got a box. Maybe this one can get recycled. I don't think I'll need both, but we'll keep that one just in case. There we go. All right, so you know what? The rotors are going to live in the passenger footwell for now. There we go. Nice. Try not to scratch them up or ding them. All right, and the one part of the van that is still a little bit of a mess, this center console. So move all of our window blockers out of the way, get our waterproof seal. Why? Where do you keep yours? Bring our box up here and see all this stuff is going to fit in here. So glass cleaner, nail clippers, stuff for the roof rack, Allen keys, sockets, little tiny screwdrivers. This I'm not going to throw in here. This is actually the kit for the hitch system, the tow bar for the Jeep, which no, I still haven't heard back from the machine shop yet. Today is the day when I'm supposed to hear back from them, but I'm not in any bloody rush. Although if I don't hear from them today, I won't hear from them for 2 days, because when I'm filming this, it's Friday. Those places aren't open on the weekend. Black cherry Revita. All right, nice. We got everything in there that was in here, and this will be a great opportunity to just get this place nice and cleaned up. And this is one of the reasons I got to empty it, because those I think those are 10 millimeter bolts, most likely. It's always 10 millimeter bolts. Those got to come out. I actually think there's 4, there's 4 that need to come out. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That will remove just this bottom part, I think, or what is that? Where do you think you're going? Oh yeah? Oh, you want to go on the dash? You got to go this way. Come on. You got it. You can do it. There you go. And one more. Hey! Nice. Except you knocked the maple syrup pancake jelly bellies all over the chair. How dare you? Anyway, where was I? That will remove the cup holder and all of this little cubby all away from the doghouse itself. And then the doghouse, actually, if we move Tweety off to the side here, piss off Tweety. Way up in the back there, you can't really see it, but there's like a clasp clip thing that you pull free. And then the whole doghouse does scoot off and reveals the engine. One box did it. It'd be a great time to go through all of this and see how much of this stuff I don't actually need on a daily basis. But for now, it's all sealed up in our brake box. This can go on top of the fridge for now. And this bad boy, we can recycle. Recycle the cardboard. Very good. Now also, I have this little book. It's like effectively like my cheat sheet, reminder book, whatever. But every time I did any maintenance on Lucky, anytime I do new maintenance, I try to add to it. But I wrote down like the specific, in this case, like sockets that I would need. So I've had this book since I got Lucky. And here we go, right from the very first time I did it, we got under the brake section here that I wrote, front calipers. So we've got 18 millimeters and 21 millimeters. So since we're not doing the rears, I don't have to worry about that. But I want to have ready on hand an 18 millimeter socket and a 21 millimeter socket. Also, to get my tires off, we go down to the lug nuts, we see that they are a 22 millimeter socket. So those three sockets I should have at the ready, as well as my breaker bar, which lives under the stair there. I believe this shop also has a lot of this stuff just readily available to you. But again, I'm remembering the old place, and it was quite a little bit of a walk through the garage to get to the front desk. You got to check out the tool that you're having and this, that, and the other thing. And it all adds to that time that you're there. So I do have a lot of these tools on hand, so I may as well get them ready, put them in my tool roll, so I'm as ready to go when I get there as I can be. So I was able to get my 21 millimeter out of my kit in the back of Lucky. I also got this very fancy Castleman sent to me. And so this will take care of my 18 millimeter. This goes from 7 all the way up to 19. I've also got my disposable gloves handy. Those are here. We've got our sockets. We're going to put the 21 in here. I've got extensions and ratchets, so should be good there. I've got my impact gun, but it let me down when I was trying to get the tow system apart, so it might be better to just use the garage's air tools again, if they have them. I'm assuming they would, though. It's a mechanic shop, right? All right, we need some spark plugs. The one thing I didn't talk about that I was looking for and couldn't find, so that's a little odd, is a actual spark plug socket. I think mine are 5/8. To double check. But the nice thing about spark plug sockets is that inside they're a deep socket, and inside there's a little rubber grommet that helps grip the spark plug to hold it in place and whatnot, and help it pull out of the cylinder that it's in the engine. I know I have one somewhere. The question is, where specifically did I put it last time? Lucky is only at 264,848 kilometers. Last time I did my rotors and pads was at 225,000. So they shouldn't be ready yet either, technically speaking. But again, the old girl does work. A busy place today. Had to bring Lucky's big ass all the way over here. All right, I'm run into Lordco, get the spark plugs, and take another quick peek for that spark plug socket. I found my 22 deep for my lug nuts that I keep in my door in case of emergencies, which hasn't happened. That's not wood. In 3 years. But that needs to go into the tool roll as well. Be right back. Turn the van off. Boom! All right, so I decided to go with AC Delco. I've never actually gotten AC Delco spark plugs before. Usually it's like Bosch or NGK are brands that I'm familiar with. But these would have been the stock ones that would have been in the van when it came out of the factory so many years ago. Lucky is a 2007 van. And these suckers were just almost $7 a piece. So this whole thing cost me 73 bucks because I also opted to get this, which is a spark plug socket. I looked again, I could not find it, but it's got a built-in swivel, which is awesome because I was very quickly reminded that yes, a swivel was something that came in handy when I was doing this. But that swivel's actually in the wrong. Will it still work? Because that's going to go down the shaft. Maybe this was a stupid decision. Either way, I got it now. Add it to the arsenal of tools. I was curious because there's different levels of spark plugs you can get, right? From copper to what, platinum, double platinum, iridium, double iridium, laser iridium, and then there's like ruthenium or something like that. That's the top of the line. Yeah, those things come in around, those top of the line ones like double iridium or ruthenium. I'm probably saying that last one wrong, whatever. $28 per spark plug. So 28 times 8. Didn't feel like spending that much money today. So before we do anything else, I'm going to take the doghouse off so we're prepared in that, where I'm not, well, not the doghouse itself, but the actual cup holder part here. We're going to get that, and I think I'm going to mosey on over to lug nuts with a Z is what it's called, and see. We might not even be able to get in. They might be fully booked. Who knows? But before we do anything, we better put on a more appropriate t-shirt. Huh! There we go. Way better. Not only is it appropriate for what we're going to be attempting to do, it's also darker, which means if I get a little schmutz on it, it's not going to break my heart as much as it would with the white t-shirt. I don't know why any day where I'm going to be doing some mechanical stuff, I always, hand to God, put a white t-shirt on. I can't explain it. Okay, I got my impact driver here. This will be what I use to take this off. Hopefully, I actually don't know how easy this is going to be. I think I usually take this off, but mine's actually broken and I've taped it on, I believe, somewhere. I don't know. Gonna have to take this off. That's not gonna come with us. Is this Velcro? Did I Velcro this on here? I think so. That's pretty good foresight. Except it's like the world's strongest Velcro. Holy Dinah. Okay, pop this off. There we go. About to be able to get this all cleaned up while she's off, so that's nice. And there is that. What the hell is that? All right, so a little closer look here. You've got these two releases here, right? Those will flip up, and that releases the front of the doghouse. And then there's these exact same things, one on either side, that will release it. That's not something that we need to worry about taking off right now. That can wait till we get to the shop. These wires here, I actually think are pointless for me to have now because they're actually for my old DC to DC charger switch, which is this guy here, but they don't actually power anything anymore. So I could probably remove those while we're there. No muss, no fuss, but that probably won't be something that I do today. Another thing to make removing the doghouse easier, or arguably possible, is to remove these kick panels that are underneath the steering wheel, and there's one over here on the passenger seat. I think these just pop out. There's usually screws that hold these on. I don't know if I've left mine in. I think if I just give this a little elbow grease, yeah, mine will just come off. And you will need to do that because it's this part here, this outer edge, that interferes with the edge of the doghouse, makes it really a big pain in the butt to get off. So we'll pop that off on the other side. This side, however, over here is going to be a little bit more of a challenge. We gotta swivel the seat. There we go. Because Pokemon's in the way. Brooklyn's net here is in the way. But I think I was smart, if I remembered correctly. Yeah! Oh, well, the stickiness didn't even really stick. Unless I maybe go from the bottom. Because there's this bottom part of the Velcro on this net. There we go. Yep, I put a nice cut in the Velcro. And this one should come off as well. Come on! Give it a little elbow grease. Don't worry, we'll put it all back together. All right, actually help if I open this door a little bit, and there we go. All right, so we'll pull off the Dixon panel, put that back there. This is the state of the house right now. It looks way worse than it is, but yeah, it's also pretty bad. But we got everything we need more or less up here. We're gonna put this guy away for now. We're not gonna need him when we're at the garage. Apparently that's away. What's actually kind of funny right now that I'm really thinking about it and everything I've been talking about regarding the doghouse. Those front two that I want to get, or front four that I want to get at when I'm there, I don't actually have to take the doghouse off for, because that's when you take the tire off and they're right there. But whatever, we're prepared for later tonight if that's what I decide to tackle. Unless, of course, this day goes sideways, which it usually does when I set out to do mechanical work like this, and the day ends up going on longer, it's harder, and I'm far more exhausted by the end of it than I was planning on being. Just because it's par for the course doesn't mean it's any easier to accept when it happens. And there she is. All right. Brand new place. Let's go have a chit chat and see what they can or cannot do for us. Okay, so should be able to get me in. I just met the, I'm assuming the owner, George, really nice guy. They're all online booking, which they prefer, which streamlines everything. And of course, I was trying to sign on while I was in there with my phone, and it wasn't working. He said, unfortunately, it's a third-party vendor that makes the website, and on phones, it's a bit of a pain in the butt, and it's been hit or miss for them, I guess. So I'm gonna try it on my computer. Oh no, I'm getting the same reaction here. You click the button, and nothing. I wonder if I go member login. Maybe if I sign up as a member. Yeah, I'm not a member yet. I can't do that. Damn it! Okay. George just told me to pull up to bay door B. I'm gonna do that. But he also said back up to it. I'm gonna have you do a couple 3-point turns to get into it. So that's interesting. We're gonna give this a shot and see, because it's new. I've never been here before. We'll see how it goes. And no offense to lug nuts, but I was just killing time while I was waiting, and I just Googled U-wrench. Turns out they're still in business, according to the website. Everything seems up to date. I know that the original owners sold, and they didn't know what was going to happen, and this was a long time ago. But it turns out that the new owners, I think, just kept it in business. So I should have probably looked into that first. Their rate is a little cheaper, a little bit more affordable, but we'll see how this goes. So there is door B. All right, here we go.
So turn this way.
Okay.
As soon as you get in the door, crank it up hard against the wall.
Okay.
Yeah. Hard as she'll go. Yeah, you'll clear that. Hard crank. Now right this way.
Lucky's a big girl, much like you. Roll the window up so you don't jump out. I will say this, it's a lot cleaner feeling in here, but it's obviously a lot more narrow for stuff like Lucky. It's also seems pretty quiet and professional in here. Don't know how much filming I'm going to do on the outside yapping, because it would echo, but I'll try. All right, got the tire off. I'm not seeing much issue happening here, but we're still going to do it because here we are. And those bloody spark plugs up in here somewhere. Yeah, right there. You bastard. Okay, all of that off. There you can see there's where my spark plugs are, the two front ones. This first one, not too bad to get at, but that back one, that's very little clearance between there and here. So I'm just gonna try to suffer through this and get those two done. That socket was a great idea. Ooh, so shiny. Next. All right, I got this brake reassembled, new pads, new rotor, everything went back together fairly well. Everything is lubed up that needs to be lubed up, and now we just gotta do it to the other side. Quality content. Quality content. Needed a glove for my face. Okay, moment of truth. I actually ended up doing 5 spark plugs, not 4. Hopefully she don't blow. Well, so far so good. I had to get out of here. 3 inches! Awesome. Thank you, boys. Have a good weekend. Nice meeting you. And we're free, Penny. We need to go wash our face, Penny. No, that's still broken. Fortunately, there's no large hills to test this out on to tell whether or not the shaking was in fact from the brakes. They feel okay. They feel like new brakes. I probably didn't have to take the doghouse off. Actually, I didn't have to take the doghouse off or like get it prepared. So that part, I think I would still put that into practice, getting this space all ready if I was taking it in to let a professional mechanic do, just again to save that time. Now, I didn't come in under an hour there. I went up to 2 hours. So after all the tax and everything, that just cost me $132 to go to Lugnuts to do this myself. And I did my front brakes and I did 5 spark plugs because I always forget that the engine, the way that they're situated is actually kind of this way a little bit. So on the driver's side, it's easier to get at 3 of them when the tire's off as opposed to just the 2 on the passenger side. But I digress. So there's pros and cons to Lugnuts and U-Wrench, right? U-Wrench for the big hoist, it would cost me $35 an hour. However, here you get access, every bay has a huge toolbox. Now they do have that at U-Wrench as well, but all of the air tools and stuff, you've got to rent. I think it's a flat rate. You pay whatever it costs for it, but there's an air gun in the toolbox here, amongst a whole bunch of other things. So there's definitely less running. There was no running back and forth for me, asking for tools and whatnot. So that's a bonus there. So I don't know, we'll see. It felt good to be doing it again, I'm not gonna lie. I am sore as shit still, and we'll go over the spark plug situation once I get parked. I'll probably go find a place maybe in Fish Creek Park right now to hunker down for a bit. I do have to rest my back before I even consider attempting the last 3 spark plugs, but I would like to do that sooner rather than later because I would like to drive on all new spark plugs. Where's my water bottle? Thank goodness I was prepared. Hungry as shit. My memory is failing because I'm getting old. I think there's a Subway up here. Not 100% sure. I think there is right in Lake Bonavista here. I'm also, I don't know if it's just paranoia or not, but I think that grinding feeling when I brake is still there. Like exactly the same, which leads me to believe something's wrong. Oh, here we go. Yellow light. No, it's too hard to tell. Oh, there is a Subway here. Excellent. Let's just turn right now. Screw waiting. Let's go. Oh, forgot to put the clip up for my curtains. They're flying all over the place. There we go. Go somewhere pull over here somewhere where I'm not right next to somebody. The only reason I even ended up this way is because there's so much construction on Deerfoot right now. I missed my turn for Bow Bottom Trail to get down to Fish Creek Park. Yes, these are the names of roads in Calgary. What do you mean it's confusing to find your way around here? That's funny. I was going to start this new clip by saying, you know what, I really don't miss the doghouse here because it provides, well, the doghouse is still here. Okay, the doghouse covers up the engine. The cup holder, look, the glove box part is gone. I don't really miss it. There's so much more room to like swing my feet and it'd be less clutter. But there ain't no place to put my giant cup of pop, which is unfortunate. So now it's gotta ride between my legs. Well, we make our way down to Fish Creek Park. Wait a second. Will you fit in this thing? Oh, no. Let's just, hang on, let's see. You should now that thing's out. It's a little loosey-goosey. And with the insert, it's not, I guess it was an excuse to get a smaller one, but that's better than my legs, because if I clench, everybody just calm down. She's starting, which is nice. Don't worry, girl, we're gonna get you 3 more new spark plugs as soon as I'm no longer in pain and have a full belly. Well, so far the drink has survived. It's doing fairly well. Just gonna go down, probably gonna go down to the big wide open parking lot in Fish Creek just so we can gather up as much solar power while we fart around beneath the doghouse. Actually, screw it. I'm just gonna go here. There's plenty of sunlight. Be able to get done what I need to get done. Hopefully, right bloody here. And then we got a washroom off yonder to clean up. Before any of that, I'm sticking this sandwich in my face hole. I don't even care. I'm not moving anything around. Just gonna be a man in a van eating a sandwich off of his boot bucket. Now it tastes so good. I'm so hungry. Hashtag. Yeah. All right. Delicious. Now, for those that were really paying attention during the time lapse with the music and stuff, I'm assuming music, you might have noticed me at the bench sort of farting around with the spark plugs there. And then I was very quickly reminded, right, and maybe this is why the specific spark plugs I got were so affordable. I completely forgot about gapping. Spark plugs need to have an appropriate gap. And these ones that I got from AC Delco are ungapped, so I had to gap them. So I had to actually ask the owner there, how the hell can I do that? Because I've never done that. Every time I've purchased spark plugs in the past, they've just been pre-gapped to the vehicle's specifications that I need. Turns out that a Chevy Express from this year with this engine, it's 0.040 is the gap that you need. And I'll try to show you what that means. But we're going to have to switch the camera angle because you can't see shit like this. So here's one of those new AC Delco ones that I bought. So the gap refers to the distance between this arch here and this little like tower, right? So between there, that's what I had to do. I don't have the tool to show you how to do it, and that's kind of irrelevant. Just buy spark plugs that are pre-gapped. All you need to really pay attention to is the fact that, see that distance there? Here's one of the spark plugs I pulled out of Lucky. I don't know about you, but that doesn't seem good. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like this happens every single time I pull spark plugs out of Lucky. It's basically like that tower is just bloody missing, right? Like, that's crazy. I know, like, that's obviously that's the wearable part on these. It gets worn down over time. So that's what they look like. Every single one that I pulled out of Lucky looked like that, and we got 3 more to get out of the engine bay here. Also, for those that might be interested, like, these are the brake pads that I pulled out as well. Lots of pad left, but definite cracking happening as well. The rotors I did not keep with me. They are heavy as shit. The garage had a metal recycling bin, so of course I chucked them in there. As far as I know, they didn't look overly warped, but yeah, that's not that bad in terms of like wear on the pad. Obviously we know, what was it, 225,000 kilometers we did the brake job? Yeesh. Okay, now, moment of truth. We're going to see if I can get the doghouse off without having to remove the seats, because I do not remember. I'm hoping, if push comes to shove, being able to rotate the passenger seat will be enough to give us the clearance that we need. So take that latch off, that one, and the one over on the passenger side. Okay. This is just a thing for the air conditioning, vent system, all that good stuff. Okay, now swish, swish. Wow, as soon as you open this, the heat from the engine just rushes up in here. I don't know if this is going to work, but we could also just do it this way. Actually, this might be easier than taking a seat out. I'm going to come around and come through the passenger door. Okay, so what we're looking at here is these two right here. This is a pretty good shot to show all 4 of them. So the 2 that I did when I was at the garage were this one way back there. You can see it there at the end of my finger, and this one here. All right, so yeah, I probably could have gotten this one out eventually here, but why bother? So what you do is you just unplug these cables. Hello. Right? And there's our spark plug up in there. So that's what we need that socket for that I just bought. Take it, put it down in here, onto the socket, or onto the spark plug, shove it down. Now we know that it's like locked onto the spark plug. Oh yeah, the swivel's definitely going to come in handy. This thing is amazing. Easily my new favorite tool, at least for this job, obviously. Okay, make sure our ratchet is on loosen. Got our extension in here. Give it a little tug. There we go. Nice and loose. We'll just do this until the spark plug comes out. All right, there you go. And that's what I mean by that rubber grommet inside here holds onto the spark plug. And there you go. You can see that even this one is not going to focus because I'm not on macro mode of the camera, but it's missing its little tower. It's also hot because the engine was just running, so keep that in mind. Yeah. And I also, all of these other ones, I gapped while I was there, while I had access to that tool. You're doing it this way, not just the way I'm doing it like at this exact moment, but having done those ones at the shop and now doing these last 3 out here are just so much easier than the first time I did this. I'm having flashbacks to my parents' alley when I was first building Lucky, because before I even started the build, I did a whole bunch of maintenance on her, and that included spark plugs. And then we can put the plug right back on. And now spark plug number 8. According to these wires it is anyway. Hi, come on, you bastard. Ouch. All right. Oh no! What just happened? Son of a bugger. That part, that big silver shaft with the little butt crack looking thing on the bottom of its tip, that should not have come out. That belongs inside here. Which now means basically Lucky's useless. Are you kidding me? I mean, I'm glad this happened here and not at the shop, but how the hell am I going to get that? Reason 7,982. Tab a Leatherman. This. Is this repairable? I don't think so. Because how you gonna? I can't get my fingers in that far, right? Like there's no way to do that. Never had that happen before with one of these ignition wires. I wonder if they sell just these. I don't think they do. I think they sell them all in frickin' packs. Sometimes you want to replace all of these when you do your spark plug job, but since I did mine not very long ago, these wires are still fine, except apparently for this one. If my tow hitch wasn't out of commission, this wouldn't be an issue because we'd have Grace with us. But as it is right now, I'm going to have to more likely Uber to Lordco and then Uber back down here. I mean, it's okay. It's not the end of the day. I've got plenty of time. It's middle of the afternoon. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to, because if you can see, yeah, see that? Look at that little like score mark, that burn mark. Yeah, I'm going to want to replace this wire. Son of a bitch. That happens. I do have to point out there, they had a list of shop rules on the pillar on the of the hoist at the shop, and number 2 was you're allowed to swear at yourself, just not other people, which is greatly appreciated as somebody who comes from a mechanical background. All right, well that's effing annoying. I'll get the new spark plug put in while we're here, and then I don't even know if I better do the other side as well, just in case that wire breaks. Yikes! I hope it doesn't. So that side only has one left to do. So we'll get this one installed and then switch over to the driver's side. All right, now we're over on the driver's side, and you can see why it's easier. This is the second one down there, and it goes out at that angle, so it's way harder to get at on the inside. So and there's 1, 2, and then a third one way back there. So on the driver's side, these 3 way easier to get with the drivers or with the tire off, and just this one here. This side's also more difficult because the bloody steering wheel's at your head. There we go. I think this one came off the way it's supposed to. Yep, so just one wire will need to be replaced. Okay. That's the wrong. Where are my stainless steel straws? This thing sucks. Get out of my life. Forever. Where's my phone? I need an Uber. I don't know. Everything's horrible right now. It's actually not that bad. Okay. Uber boober. Where are you? Wind is out to get me. I can't find Lordco. Can I just use the map? Yeah, set location on map. Over here, up here, around there. Okay, confirm destination. 1721. I'm just trying to think if this is going to be any cheaper if I just go to Grace and use Grace, but then how the hell do I get Grace out of here? Fuck! Uber is booked. Let's make sure we have what we need. I'm gonna pull off this. All right, Lucky and Penny, I'll be right back. You in amongst all of your stuff back here, my God. At least you look comfortable. Yikes. Sure, we got our keys and our wallet. Yes, good. We get our stupid cable. Let's do it. 5 minutes away. All right, I'm at the pickup spot. Now I'm waiting for a white RAV4. He'll probably be coming from that way. Actually, the passenger side will be on this side of the road, so we may as well move over. I think I see him coming around the bend. No, never mind, it's not a RAV4. What the hell is that? A Beamer? You want to take me to Lord Cove? His license plate. He said move over backwards so you could see it in your rear view. Funny. He's so close to me. Let's go, little RAV4. That's a Mustang. Man, someone should really cut this grass around this rock. It's getting out of control. How's it going?
Yeah, not bad.
Dead in the water. I was doing a automotive repair and on a Lord Cove. How's your day going?
Not too bad.
Good, good. Awesome. Thank you very much, sir.
Lovely day.
Yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Oh. Do you sell them individually? Just all 8 of them. Chevy Express, 2007.
Yeah, just have them in a set like that.
Of course. How much is a set?
AC dog goes 206.
206?
Yeah.
You,
Do you have an account with us?
no.
Yeah, let me see what I can do here.
Oh, I mean, if it is, not your fault. I got these from you guys a couple of years ago. Well, not a couple, but I don't remember it being that expensive.
Yeah, I can do 123.
That's yeah. My vehicle is literally stuck right now, so
it?
yeah, let's do it. I got to get it out of there. Thank you.
Yeah, I
appreciate
got
that.
no problem.
Awesome.
There you go.
Thank you so much. What was your name?
Derek.
Derek. Thank you so much.
No worries.
Appreciate it, my man.
Okay, have a great day.
You too. Same guy. That's funny. Oh, he's gonna come. He's gonna pull around. It's awkward. He hadn't even left. I'm glad I gave him a 5-star review and a tip. But this would be a really awkward ride. I didn't even ask him to stay, but it makes sense. I was barely in there. Well, fancy meeting you here. I should have just asked you to stay, but whatever.
Just see you right now.
Yeah. Again, thank you very much. You as well. Oh. Hi, yoy. What have we learned? I don't know. I'm still working on that. Oh, right. Couple things. If I don't have access to my tow system, don't do work on Lucky. Unless Grace is right next door. Or if I'm going to go somewhere very close to an auto parts store. You'd think after almost 3 years of van life I would know these things. I am not going to replace all the cables. I'm just going to keep these in my overstock of parts to have on hand. But what we do have to do is, these are all the bloody same, who gives a shit, yeah. We just got to take the shield off right? Just pops right off. Put that onto the new one. Bob's my bloody uncle. And that's funny, we did end up with him a second time, so we're going to give him 5 out of 5 again. And we're going to enter a custom tip amount. It's a long weekend. So there you go, sir. Hopefully you get all of that. Thank you for the assistance in bringing my tiny home on wheels back to life. Okay, this should be a very, very straightforward. I don't even know why I tried to nestle the doghouse back on here as much as I did. There we go. Okay. This end goes in here. Yes. There we go. This goes onto the new spark plug down there. Shove it on. I always hate putting these on. Sometimes you feel them seat really good, and some other times you don't. That feels pretty good. All right, well, since we're here, let's see how she sounds. And away we go. Yeah, she fired right up. There is Lucky's engine, tick, 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 ticking away. Excellent. Let's get all of this and all of that back into where it belongs. All right. That is back to where it was. It's looking a little bit more spiffy in here. It's probably time to spiff this a little bit. Unfortunately, these washrooms don't provide mirrors. So that's gonna have to be you. Start with the hands in the fist. Orange. It was once at the shop already, but we've done a little work since then. That's probably about as clean as they're gonna get. Oh, it's way worse than I thought it was. How's that look? Much worse. Yeah, that's like scalding hot water. Ugh. At least the dirt's gone. There's still soap on me. But this is hot as shit. Turn it down. We're gonna call that good enough. The rest of this sounds like a job for a wipe. Actually, let's run some water through that crazy ass dew. Oh, but it's that hot. It's just not refreshing. I need me a Duke Cannon. Okay. The fast orange can live back here. You're fine there for now. You excited for some meat puck? Yeah. Pretty soon, darling. Just gotta finish organizing what's behind you. Some would say bringing up your rear. Yep. Excuse me, darling. We need one of these bad boys. Monsieur Duke Cannon cold shower. Yes. I don't think that's what you want. This is for my face. My face. Not your face. I mean, I do have half a mind to pull out the geyser and just have a shower, but I don't have any like excess water on me, like the distilled stuff. I don't want to use my drinking water supply. Hello, baby. So I will just have to use one of the very large wipes later. This is not a treat for you. These lovely little exfoliating wipes. That helps. The face wash took off the brunt of it. Although this probably would have done the trick as well. Except the idea of like wiping dirt like that on a wipe, just wiping it all over your face in the spots it's just not on. Not ideal. That's probably good enough for now. The pits are going to need another wipe in later. Anywho, that's garlic basil oil, for those that might be wondering and didn't see it in the last video. Which if you didn't, make sure you're subscribed and you got notifications turned on so you'll never miss a Vanlife Plus episode. You're just right here, eh? You want early dinner? Do you need early meat puck? Probably Brooklyn spoiled you with an entire can this morning at the hotel, didn't she? You didn't eat the whole thing though, did you? Okay, hang on. I gotta clear some stuff off where your cans are. And have any yet? Oh yeah, they're all buried. Look at that. What's on tonight's menu? Turkey and salmon entree. Oh, you know what that is, eh? Oh yeah. All right, well, there you go. Just kidding. Hang on. Your bowl's been sitting for a couple days. It's got some hair in it. And people are huge Karens in the comments. Apologies if your name is actually Karen and you're a lovely human. Everybody else, shut up. Yes, I know. Can you believe people get mad? And you say, why don't you clean Penny's bowl like you clean your bowl? And then I tell them, well, you use your tongue to clean your butthole. And I'm not that flexible. So there you have it. All right. And bone apple tits, kitty cat. Good girl. Why? Why good girl? That's just like a go-to. Good girl for eating when you're hungry. All right, kitty cat spoon, nice and clean. I mean, probably not up to somebody's standards, but they can suck it. This goes back up here on the magnet. We need the lid for our food. Not our food, your food. Seal it up. Put it in the sink. That's where it rides for today. Grab our spectacles. They go on our face. And all this goes in the garbage. Except I need to put a garbage bag in the garbage can because there isn't one there right now. Problem solved. Better see what we're at. What are we at in there? 264, 874. 874, is that what I said? Hope so. And then up here I changed this to just the rears. So here we go. Updated in the maintenance book. What is that? Is that coffee? That's old because I haven't had coffee in a... Moving right along. Get in there, you. All right, the work in progress is coming along. Everything that got thrown in here that is of value is now back in there, and other things tucked away, and all the garbage that was in there is in the garbage. So that was a good reason to get in there and clean all that out. I could still purge more of that stuff, but for now, everything that is in there has its purpose. Oh, it's about time to just put this day in the rear view. Forget about how expensive it ended up being and just relax. No, they're not both for right now. What are you, out of your mind? But one of them very much is for right now, and it's all for me. And I'm going to end this here and now because I need to be horizontal and relaxing. What a day. Until the next one, everybody, just go out there, be happy, be creative, be yourselves. Most importantly, be positive. But remember, you can't make everybody happy because you're not tacos.